All right, I was noticing like a million exit strategies to sharing. Um, and noticing how like in this context, all of those strategies show up as like kind of renegotiating what is allowed to be shared in this space, and then like letting things like come up in waves to be shared, and then relaxing around them so that I'm like continually relaxing and never getting to the point of sharing. And connecting that to like larger patterns in my life of like relaxing around participation as a way to avoid contacting it. Um, so it's feeling fun. And then like after noticing that pattern and noticing the desire to just like kind of uh like find the energy to get out of it, like I started building up this like annoyance and like wanting to share. So I'm just sitting in that process right now.
How does it feel to have talked about it?
Talk about it. Yeah, it's definitely there's like I know that this sensation right now is what I've been avoiding. So it feels yeah, I guess my interpretation of it is somewhat discomfort, but it feels good to be sitting in it and like contacting that thing. Like the fear of it was much worse than actually sitting with it, or like the holding back. So feeling
Um,
content with,
yeah, thank you.
yeah,
Appreciate you sharing.
thank you.
That was really a beautiful example. I saw in the very beginning of the discussion you unmuted just briefly, and then David stepped in and David chaired, and you muted again. And now you step up, like that's a different choice you're making, right? What Ramon was alluding to before. Also beautiful to see how making contact is independent of the content of it. Like in your share, you were making contact with so many different layers of experiencing thoughts, emotions, um, view, even, right? Like all kinds of different things. I wanted to share that before to Orion and Thomas as well, that the content is not really, doesn't really matter in this moment. Contact is the thing.
Yeah, I appreciate you pointing, Sadie, I appreciate you pointing out that aspect of it as well, which was when that sort of nervousness or reluctance to share came up, there was also like an opposite insistence, which hates the fact that it's there. And you just want to be over that and you want to be able to share. Um, yeah, that sort of, helps illuminate how we constantly have these contentions of view where there's one thing and then there's the opposing intention that does is not okay with that being there, and essentially that's the heart of pretty much most of our suffering. You can distill almost any situation down to these sort of like opposing insistences. um yeah.
Yeah, there was something that happened when like the second insistence came up that was like acknowledging both, and then it didn't matter whether or not I actually shared. Um, it was like being able to contact those two things. And just being able to contact the opposing energy, I think gave me some sense that even if the sharing didn't happen right now, that there was enough energy there that it was inevitable that it happened.
Mm.
Yeah.
It felt seen. Mm.
I
Yeah, I
felt like
think I
a
definitely resonate with that because I think like throughout the week, like I start noticing my pattern more. Not really like during the sit is a part of it, but like after during my whole day and interacting with people and then starting, oh, okay, I see it's rising up now. And it's also very like uncomfortable to like just start like noticing it because you also notice like how have you been running on this kind of pattern for like a long time and you just kind of unaware of it. But at the same time, there is also I think there's a kind of like a paralyzed um forces, like same with Sadie, like when you notice something and then you notice like, are you just doing this just to somehow perpetuating your own affliction again? So you kind of like don't really know what to do. Like if I do this, it's just is that another way of me manifesting out my own affliction again and again and again? So once you're noticing your own pattern, you also go into that fear and that kind of paralyzed of don't know what to do. And I think for me right now is it's but also during this like throughout the whole like I feel like this is a mental gymnastic in that way is to train I feel like I train my own my mental capacity to just stay in this fear, this kind of paralyzing fear, and just be okay with not knowing, like just be okay with it for a while.
Yeah. That's why rest isn't always restful.
It also reminds me like just to get rid of fear, you have to walk through it, just to kind of feel stop feeling uncomfortable. Like Sadie kind of like felt uncomfortable, but because she stayed in contact, she was able to speak up, maybe more likely. So it kind of like staying in contact helps you to, in a healthy way, get rid of that uncomfortable feeling or that fear by just walking through it, just speaking up. You feel a bit uncomfortable short term, and then it's fine. Probably Sadie right now feels quite comfortable, I assume. She doesn't have those. Sadie, do you still have those feelings that you had before speaking up, like uncomfortable, fear, or whatever, or it's all gone?
It's kind of like the residue of it is still coming up, but it has more of a flavor of enjoyment. Like, yeah.
Yeah, it's like paper tigers, right? It's what it's what Albert mentioned yesterday. Like, what's wrong with being nervous and while sharing? Like, there's nothing inherently wrong with being nervous. It's that there is an insistence on not being nervous. That's more of the issue. I mean, it's not a problem if you're nervous. I've been around for 5 boot camps. I was very nervous to share. Still, I am sometimes nervous to share, and when I speak in these spaces, but ultimately not a problem. Not something that needs to affect the participation. And in fact, through the participation, it's the softening of those edges that happens because you finally look at things that you had earlier, put away, shut off behind a door, and said, "I'm not willing to look at that because I don't like how that feels when I'm nervous in front of 30 people. I don't know what to say." It's just then you open that door and then you sit with that and then you sort of realize it's not that bad. Or maybe it is bad, but like I'm still here.